How you doing, Patriots? It's November 22nd, Wednesday. This is J6 News Updates and Chat. And really got to hand it to them Freedom Corner Patriots out there last night. It was something to see, man. Something to see. This is day 1050 of the political persecution of Joe Biden's America, taking his Department of Justice and putting everybody that could possibly vote for Joe Biden in prison right now. That's what's going on, man. And it isn't just us they're going after other people too. They're going after the abortion clinic people in a heinous way, in a very heinous way. All right, thank you, Debbie, thank you. I got it today, man. Hey, Docs and Grandma, the Pathfinder Patriot, Carol Burton, Deborah Hedrick. Hello, hello. So I took a day off yesterday, had a bunch of stuff to do, this morning also. And got a chance to watch Freedom Corner last night, though. It was pretty cool. They had the worst windstorm I've ever seen out there. I don't know if you guys ever see it. Did you guys see it yet last night? Hi, Annette Park. So Freedom Corner last night was miserable, man. David did some kind of cool, on Freedom Express Media, he did some kind of really cool like intro. Before he walked down to the corner, he played a news clip or some type of an interview or something like that he was doing. And it was just pretty cool how he did that, man. Way to go, David. Awesome. Well, it was the windiest Freedom Corner I've ever seen. I think we definitely lost one canopy. That's not going to be fixable. I think the other one got folded up and put into the bag, but they had some miserable rain down there last night and wind. It was pretty bad, worse than I've ever seen it. And everyone had a chance up there on the mic. There's shots of everybody holding the canopies down as they're blowing up off the ground, 4 or 5 feet in the air and stuff. It was something else, man. But I really liked the way David started his stream last night. He had like a news thing going on, or an interview pertaining to J6, and he just played that and then got out of the truck, went down there. Very cool, man. I thought that was really cool. So they got down there. It was raining. They had to set the canopies up in the rain, in the wind, and they're just really good at it now, though, folks. That's their Freedom Corner Patriots right there. First thing, I think it was Dwight said a prayer. It was a core group of people there, the skeleton crew down at Freedom Corner. Dwight said the prayer. Mickey got up and spoke a little bit. She went to court yesterday and sat in on Frank Wistino's trial, or sentencing, I'm sorry. And he was sentenced to 90 days for a misdemeanor. 90 days for a misdemeanor. Hey, third of its kind. All right, we got some Patriots in the house. Hey, Lamont Cherie and Marlene McCrae. Can't have Patriots without Marlene in here. Jay Jones. How's it going, bud? Took the day off yesterday, I'm sorry, but we're back on it today. And I think, while Mickey was talking, she, the canopy starts to blow away. She has to grab it and pull it back down. And then Nicole got up and started having a really good kind of talk about where the history of our country has come from 250 years ago. And 250 years ago, we were fighting a tyrannical government. It was called the British. And, all right, Sunkist is here. Get busy. Hi, Sonny. The Boston Tea Party was happening 250 years ago. That's what was going on. I mean, we were rebelling against a tyrannical government that was totally had us bound up, tied, slaving away, paying taxes, no freedoms, no nothing. Hi, Cleo. Good to see you. And 250 years ago, there was the Sons of Liberty. And I kind of like that, man, the Sons of Liberty. I think we're kind of the same way. We want liberty, or give me death, basically. And we're going to have our liberty. But what's it going to cost us this time, Patriots? What's it costing us so far? And that's not a pretty picture right there. Nicole was also saying about how these J6ers are a danger to this corrupt government, and that is obvious by the ferocity which they are going after these J6ers, man. It is unbelievable. I think Victoria White got sentenced recently too. She only got 10 days, but they darn near beat Victoria White to death. And it's horrific footage, and it's coming out. This is what the people need to see so that we know we're in this middle of a tyrannical government that's opposing us like that. Oh yeah, we should say Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Gonna have a good day tomorrow with the family. And yeah, I hope everything will go well. I hope to be showing some J6 footage to everybody tomorrow. I hope they ask, but they probably won't. But I'm gonna be ready with it, you know, and you guys should too, man. Out of the J6 videos, remember where you found it so that you can, in real quickly, get it up on your phone. And if somebody's curious, and I think there is a lot of curious people right now about this J6 thing, you'll be able to show them some footage that'll knock their socks off and go, what is going on with our government? I think it's an opportunity that God's been training us for the last year and a half, and we should be ready at all times to be doing that. We're like ambassadors for liberty. We got to show people where their liberty is lost. All right, so yeah, while Nicole's talking on the microphone, the canopy starts blowing away, and she grabs it with one hand, doesn't skip a beat, keeps going on the Sons of Liberty talk, and that was cool. Good work. Everybody got soaked by the end of the night. It was miserable. But they still were there another night in a row at Freedom Corner. Then Chris Quaglin called in saying Happy Thanksgiving. Mickey took the call. He was talking, joking around. They sounded good, you know, like as good as can be if you've been in jail for 1,000 days. And Chris Quaglin was talking about how he wanted his wife to change his last name to Biden and then see if he would get any better treatment in jail. I guess that's jailhouse humor, you know. And then Chris was talking about an ABC News story that he saw in 2021, and he can't remember where he found it, but I seem to remember this. I don't know where to even go look for it, but it was a story about the FBI ignoring leads into what went on at the Capitol there. Like, they had some leads. There was the pipe bomber, and there was all kinds of other stuff. And people changing into Trump clothes under the bushes, and supposedly Antifa meetings across the river in Alexandria. And ABC ran with the story, but the FBI just ignored all the leads that were mentioned in this story. So if anyone knows where that story is, or you remember it, Chris wanted to be made aware of it again. Chris Quaglin was also saying how when he first got arrested, they were accusing him of being a Proud Boy. I mean, they were just trying to lump people together. You're with this group, you're with that group. You conspired to be here, you know. They just threw it all on. Then that got us talking into the Proud Boy trials and all the injustice that was happening in the courtroom with that, and with the lawyers and the spying on the defense attorneys and stuff. Hey there, what's up, C4 Freedom? How are you? Hi, Angelina, Tina McCloy, how you doing? I'm getting some updates here. So they were talking about the Proud Boys, and Enrique Tarrio, man, what did he get, like 18 years, 22 years, right? And one of his crimes was, a while before J6, he burned a BLM flag. Whoa. But now we got, cops standing around in New York City watching some punk climb a flag or a light post, tear down American flags and put Palestinian flags up there. I don't get how that's possible. Enrique Tarrio gets years in jail for burning a BLM flag, but we don't treat the American flag the same way. Something wrong. Something wrong here. And then the wind kicked up. And I mean, it was windy. They had 2 canopies set up. Dwight was running around. Young was there holding it down. Trooper was there. Lily was even there. Mickey was there. And then about 3/4 the way through the night, I don't know, 8 or 10 pizzas showed up. So one of you patriots ordered pizza for them all. And every one of them went in on that pizza like right away, man. So there's good patriots out there. They're going to need new canopies there, and we all know if 4ashley.com is how you support Freedom Corner. When they need a new canopy, when they need gas in that generator, when they need batteries, new candles and whatnot, that's the website to go to donate to Mickey and Nicole and Tammy and the whole crew there. Oh, and Nicole was back. She was been out sick a couple times, but she was in great form last night, just making everybody happy, making the best of it. I know it wasn't that fun, but you guys did it, man. You rocked it last night. Another Freedom Corner in a row. And Nicole's looking good. She said she got on some antibiotics, man, that just knocked it right out of her. Tammy, on the other hand, though, is down with her father, who's recovering from a surgery, and he's just not doing as well as can be. And it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, so I think Tammy's going to hang out down there for another couple of days before she comes back. And we got the Patriots there holding it down. Yeah, Carol, they might need sandbags and stuff, but you got to carry them all the way down the hill, and then somebody's got to put them in their car when they get back. It's just, yeah. I wish they could have saved the canopy, but I mean, literally, it must have been 30-mile-an-hour winds, and they just took off twice. And the second time, that one canopy didn't survive. So there's a link for Ashley. Thank you, Sunkissed. So, yeah, I had a good talk with Chris Quaglin there. He's still waiting for a trial. All his constitutional rights gone. Yeah, and third of its kind. Yeah, that cart with the speaker on it and the generator and the chairs and the canopies. It's an effort to hoof all that stuff down the hill. And when there's only like 6 or 8 people there, it becomes somewhat of an ordeal. But they did it, man. They did it. They kept it good. None of the cameras flipped over, I noticed. I don't know. And it was always like at a really bizarre time when the wind would kick up. For instance, when David was doing the roll call, all right? Well, one of them, the first time the canopies lifted off the ground, that tune, Hallelujah, Raise a Hallelujah, you know that song, was playing. And everyone was going off in the chats, man. It was a great Hallelujah chat, praising God, Jesus is King chat. And then it just seemed to crescendo at the end. And then at the end of the song, the canopy was jumping off the ground like 3-4 feet at a time, and everyone's running around trying to hold it. And then the second time was when David started roll call, man. He's doing the roll call. He got a third the way through it. And all of a sudden, right behind him, the canopy starts flipping up in the air. And he just kept doing the roll call for a while, and the thing was bouncing up and down. I think Trooper finally said, "David, grab that corner." And David just reached back, grabbed the corner, pulled it back down on the ground, and kept reading the roll call. Didn't miss a beat, Patriots. Didn't miss a beat, Patriots. Yeah, sometimes like exciting stuff happens, Margaret, and last night was just exciting to watch, man. So I don't know what the answer is to her. We can't fasten anything to the wall. They're just got a lot of rules, and this is what happens. I don't know. So David didn't miss a beat with the roll call. Got to the end of the roll call. Kara's just loading it up with these real pretty heroes, and everybody's jumping in on that. Make your hero as pretty as you possibly can. And it's a cool thing we got going down there. I don't know, reading all them names is just depressing, but just knowing that we got a family together and we're honoring the ones that stood for us on January 6th that are going through the worst of it in that prison right now. It just, I don't know, it's bonding our family even more every night it happens, I believe. And then at the end of the night, we got Jeff Sable to call in, and it was his birthday. So Patriots at the Freedom Corner sang him happy birthday. Then when they did the national anthem sounded great. I don't know what it was, but these guys they were hitting it last night. And then while they were talking on the phone, all of a sudden all the guys in the prison went off into happy birthday for Jeff Sable too. So happy birthday, Jeff Sable. God bless you guys. You're paying the price for standing up for our country, and this is what exactly we got to get turned around here. He had a couple websites. One is qofficial.net, and there was some type of Q deadline that's supposed to happen on the 28th, I believe. Hey there, silly. How are you? So yeah, it was a rowdy Freedom Corner. I don't think, and then all right, even after that, I'm thinking I'm gonna chat in. Just skip the last song. You guys, you did enough. You're there. You're all soaking wet. One canopy is toast. Do the anthem and just wrap it up and go home and get warm. But they didn't. They sang the Lee Greenwood, God Bless the USA song. They couldn't all hold arms because they were all holding down the canopy on different corners and stuff. But man, they did it. I just couldn't believe, man. Yeah, Mickey told Jeff they got 11 million pizzas. And the pizzas were blowing off the table. I mean, it was wild. Silly with the link. All right, Q official website. I haven't looked this up yet, but I'm a little bit into the Q stuff. At least I like to see what's going on there with the Q. Way to go, Silly. Unbelievable. All right, so we got a lot of news to cover, though. A lot of news. It's getting dark. We're going to have to cruise through this, man. There's a new movie coming out called The Fall of Minneapolis. And it's put together by a producer named Liz Collins. She got fired from her job when she started reporting truth. And this movie goes over some of the things that happened around the George Floyd riots and death and all that stuff. And in this movie, they're going to show how, like, almost immediately after that whole thing, after George Floyd was killed, right, pretty much everybody, the governor of Minnesota, the attorney general of Minnesota, the police chief of Minneapolis, and the mayor of Minneapolis all came out and blamed the cops for George Floyd's death. But what we're finding out now is that, well, when they did that, the police force in Minneapolis, 300 people just said, oh, we're out of here. We're not dealing with this. And this is what happens over and over and over. That's why the people that are left in all these institutions aren't the good ones, you know? So they saw that whole thing and then had the whole upper level administration in Minnesota and Minneapolis turn on them. And 300 of them just quit. You know, they just said, we're done. This is not working. Hey, Kara, look at that, man. I love it. I like the daisies. I'm going to put that one out there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, there's that movie Police State, right? That's been out for about 2 weeks now. Dinesh D'Souza. Yeah, I heard that. You know, you'll leave that movie theater as a patriot. That'll get you revved up. So 300 cops quit immediately. The Americans were denied the truth, man. George Floyd had a deadly amount of fentanyl in his system when they autopsied him, man. He had 2 clogged arteries, and he had COVID. I mean, you know, he was hours away from a stroke anyways. The FBI went and met with the medical examiner before the autopsy. Like, I don't know if that's normal procedure, but man, does that sound fishy to me, right? So all kinds of stuff. That's what they did in Minnesota. George Floyd also had an arrest in 2019 that was very similar. He was uncooperative. They were pulling him over for a drug bust, and he started eating something, you know, and that's probably what he did when he died, man. No way, silly. In your spare time, you're out deer hunting? Wow. That's great. Congratulations. Your first deer in Oklahoma. Here it is, the fall of Minneapolis. I don't know if this is out yet or what, but they were interviewing her on this newsfeed I was watching. So I definitely want to watch that. I got a lot of the input because they were interviewing Liz Collins on that. I think it was Jesse Waters was interviewing her. So the whole Minneapolis deal, I mean, there you have it. Democrats in power. Here's how they treat you. Here's how they protect you. They let riots ransack the city after lying to the people about an unfortunate death, and the cops that did it are in jail, you know. They turned their back on the guys that were their police force. Yeah, and then it lit off like crazy. That's right, Denise. That's right. How in the world was that BLM movement organized so fast nationwide? That's what we all saw. That's what we're all wondering. Where is law enforcement? Where is it? Well, the Attorney General of Minneapolis, or Minnesota, was blaming the cops for it. That's what's going on, man. But there has been some good news here. Fulton County, Georgia, signed a consent decree that says 3,600 ballots were duplicated. So they've analyzed some things, and they found 3,600 ballots that were frauds. They were ballots, but they were duplicates of other ballots. So somebody frauded it. That's a crime. That's a crime, all right? Nobody's in jail on it. But Fulton County, Georgia just signed this consent decree that admitted it, right? And then, yeah, Trump commented, that's a lot of crime. 3,600 ballots. Trump had some sweet True Social posts over all of this. Another judge rules against voting machines in Georgia. So they're getting rid of the voting machines. I think that still means they're going to have the counting machines. I call them the mystery machines because it takes your ballot, you feed it into that machine, and it just says, thank you for voting. There's no way to like check and verify that it read your ballot the right way. And that's what we got in Pennsylvania. And those machines are hackable too. So problem is now solved, but it's a step or two in the right direction for Georgia down there. Terrorists should be destroyed. All of them. And we're in a spiritual war. We have to wage spiritual war right now, all right? We're being told that the J6ers are terrorists, okay? They've been putting this narrative out there for 3 years now almost, that the J6ers are all getting terrorist enhancements. And, oh, here we go. It looks like more good news. Somebody at the top. Senior Pentagon official overseeing schools arrested in a human trafficking sting. Well, what's the Pentagon guy doing with a human trafficking ring? Stacey Abrams' brother-in-law also just got arrested for human trafficking. Yeah, and then there is this Rainbow Bridge bombing at Niagara Falls that I just heard about like 10 minutes ago. Ridgeline sent me a scoop on that. Or no. Cleo, you came in with the voice message. So I looked it up real quick, and yeah, all right, so here we are. I'll bet you it happened in a gun-free zone, Stay away from the gun-free zones, man. This terrorist stuff, I think, is going to kick off, man, because that's their last play they can do. These satanic tyrants that are messing with us, man. Yeah, those counting machines mess the ballots up. They make them on different sized pieces of paper. There's all kinds of stuff that they're doing, and it isn't just one thing. They got dead people voting. They got voter rolls with ghost voters, and it just keeps happening. We gotta tell our law enforcement to go arrest that stuff. We gotta point it out to them. There are court cases coming through. There was another in Connecticut. There was that lady at the mayor's office with the voting box right outside the office. She was stuffing ballots. They just busted a second person up there in that office. So they are clamping down. And there's other ones that I hear about, but they're very small. They're small victories, but I didn't write them all down. And at the same time, here in Pennsylvania, I woke up to my newspaper telling me that the Supreme Court is setting election rules again. So the same thing's happening in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a lost cause, man. It's out of control. I don't know what we got to do here in PA to get this back under control. But the upper level courts are setting election laws right here now, again. And that's what they did during the COVID. So we're waging a spiritual war, Patriots. It's prayers up at all times. At all times. It works. It works. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Remember, I've been talking about paradigms and how they try to smash your paradigm just to get you to get so bewildered you disengage and you don't care anymore. And a lot of us have been there. And what I think is going to happen now with this J6 footage out there is the leftards are about to get their paradigm just blown to pieces because they've been told for 3 years these guys are terrorists, and they're going to see video footage of them just walking through the Capitol with phones. All right, we've been shown all the violent stuff, which was all agitated stuff. That wasn't Patriots starting any of that. And yeah, I think their paradigm is about to pop. We're way beyond conventional politics. We're into some bizarre stuff here with the DOJ, stuff that I never seen happening ever in my life, man. Yeah, it's going to be a rough ride, Tina. You're right, because they're messing with the elections here, and they're installing their people here still, because we're not standing up for our elections right now. And that's horrible. I don't get it, PA. I don't get it. Let's see. Here's a little tidbit. 97% of all scientists agree with whoever is funding them. The other 3% are banned on social media. Just thought that's probably true. 0 FBI investigations into the 2020 election fraud to this day. All this went down, and there still is not one FBI. There we go. Yeah. And it's a Trump appointed judge. And you don't got to fill the date out right on your ballot, on your mail-in ballot anymore. It doesn't matter. Just forget about it. Send it in. Anybody can do that. I say if you're not bright enough to put the date on there, when it says your vote will not be counted without the date, that's what it says right on there, then I don't think you should be voting, man. I don't think you should be voting. A little ray of sunshine, though, is Charleston, South Carolina elected their first Republican mayor since 1877. So that was a little, yeah, they're going nuts. They're going nuts, Cleo. The leftards are going crazy. They're saying it's all fake. So yeah, first Republican mayor since 1877 in Charleston, South Carolina, William Cogswell. That's a ray of sunshine. Okay, now there's also something equally as heinous that the DOJ is going after these abortion clinic people. This is a horrible, horrible story. It was in Gateway Pundit, man. And when I was down around the courthouse protesting the court there, and with Steve and Jerry and Roy was down there with us, we met these people, and they're throwing like 75-year-old grandmothers in prison because they stood and prayed next to an abortion clinic door. And there's this law or something they passed called FACE, F-A-C-E, free access to clinic or something like that. And they're trying to get 11 years for these beautiful ladies that were going and just praying outside of an abortion clinic. There's, I think the 9th one now is going on trial. James Darnell, 41 years old. Paulette Harlow, 75, convicted. Jean Marshall, 73 years old. Joan Bell, 74 years old. These are beautiful Christian women that the Joe Biden's DOJ is just putting the screws to them. This is not acceptable, America. Not acceptable whatsoever. These J6ers are not terrorists. When you know what a terrorist is what we just watched over in Israel, and Hamas invaded Israel. That's what a terrorist is. We don't even understand the word terrorists anymore, and it aggravates me, man. All right, I got word that the air marshals are following everyone who flew into D.C. on J6. Doesn't matter if you went to J6 or not. It's called Quiet Skies, this new program with the air marshals. And that's how that like 8-week-old baby got on a no-fly list the other week, a week ago or so. And then here we got Europe chipping into the Ukraine game. Germany just gave $1.4 billion of military aid to Ukraine. You know, yeah, we gave them 140 billion or something, but Germany's throwing their 1.4 billion in. And then I mentioned Victoria White, 10 days in prison for almost getting beat to death, plus 3 months of house arrest, plus a $2,100 fine. Good God, they almost killed Victoria White, you know. And now they're throwing her in prison because she's not repentant enough or something. She's not sorry or something, they said. This story, silly, it just broke my heart. 75-year-old pro-life activist. And I met 2 of the ladies there, and I think I met the 41-year-old guy too. It just broke my heart, man. And now we got these things about the ghost buses that showed up around the Capitol and the Union Station in D.C. on January 6th. And we got footage now of state troopers, an escort of state police officers at the front and at the back of a row of 5 white buses bringing Antifa into the J6 area around the Capitol that day. So they got a state patrol escort. Just doing a job, just doing my job. Escort the white buses, yes, sir. And that's what they did. That's what they did. All right, it's getting so dark. I was on the AmericanGulag.org website, and I just got on there. You can search by state, and I found out, I counted it, we got 74 Pennsylvania J6ers. So our Attorney General has allowed 74 of our citizens to have their constitutional rights trampled on, and hasn't lifted a finger to do it. I got a Republican House of Representatives guy here. He just can't admit that J6, everybody should get arrested who did crimes. But in the meantime, 74 of his people in his state have been just railroaded by Joe Biden's DOJ, man. Yeah, Jay, that Victoria footage is horrible, man. Horrible. Yeah, I need some light. It's getting dark. I'm starting to have to deal with this problem, so I'll procrastinate it for as long as I possibly can until I finally get a light or something. But hats off to the Freedom Quarter Patriots last night. By God, I hope there's better weather there tonight. Here's how you can help me out, all right? I got a P.O. box. I'm old school. I don't have like a Venmo thing. I wouldn't even know how to operate it if I had it. But I appreciate the contributions that Patriots have made to me. It makes it happen still. And God bless you all for donating to me. And if you can chip in, if you can't, don't worry about it. We're going to keep it going, and we'll figure out how to get this information out some way or another. Support Freedom Corner, though. That's more important than supporting me right now. That's tip of the spear, and something about Freedom Corner is gonna make something happen. I'm pretty sure that's God's plan. But it's good to see Mickey there. Nicole, we're so glad you're feeling better now. David and Roger and Rebecca and Dwight and Lily. Man, you guys are so awesome. Young. I mean, there was no flag waving, but Lily put a flag up. It was really cool, man. God bless you, Patriots, for doing an outstanding job down there at Freedom Corner. Keep it going. Day 1050. It ain't going to end tomorrow, but let's be ready. Get your phones ready at dinner tomorrow to show your libtard relatives some real J6 video. And then I'll see you in the chat tonight, Patriots. God bless you all. Thanks for being here, and thanks for caring about our wonderful country. This is Jericho. Over and out.